In the ever-evolving world of Asian entertainment, where relationships bloom and fade under the scrutiny of millions, few love stories manage to survive the weight of public expectation. But some stories aren't meant for the spotlight. They unfold in the quiet spaces, in the moments the cameras miss. This is the story of Jerry Yan and Tong Liya, two stars from different worlds connected not by fame or contracts, but by timing, healing, and a second chance at love. Let's go back to where it all began. Jerry Yan, the iconic actor and singer, rose to stardom with his unforgettable role in Meteor Garden. To many, he was the ultimate romantic hero. But behind the scenes, Jerry was an intensely private man, carrying with him the weight of early fame and the emotional scars that came with it. He never chased the limelight. Instead, he preferred a quiet life, one of self-reflection, nature, and family. Tong Liya, on the other hand, emerged as one of China's most graceful and talented actresses. Her poise, her elegance, and her vulnerability resonated with millions. But behind the glamour, Tong Liya was rebuilding. After her high-profile marriage to Chen Xiqing ended in divorce, she focused on motherhood, healing, and redefining her sense of self. When Jerry and Tong Liya first crossed paths, it was at a charity event for children affected by natural disasters. Both were there not as celebrities, but as human beings driven by compassion. There were no red carpets, no interviews, just shared glances, soft conversations, and a spark that quietly ignited. That night, they didn't exchange numbers. But weeks later, Tong Liya received a handwritten letter, yes, a real letter, from Jerry Yan. It simply said, "I don't know if we'll ever meet again, but I'd like to learn how to listen to you. Not as a star, but as someone trying to understand life." Tong Liya kept that letter. Months passed. The two reconnected during a film project that never made it to the screen. But something far more meaningful developed off-camera. They began seeing each other in quiet places, art galleries, bookshops, hiking trails, always away from the media, always protected. But love, especially love between two public figures, is never simple. As their connection deepened, so did the pressure. Schedules clashed. Rumors swirled. Tabloids speculated, even fabricating stories of secret engagements and dramatic arguments. Jerry, already scarred by past media intrusions, pulled back. Tong Liya, fiercely protective of her child, needed space. Then came the break. Neither made announcements. There were no Instagram unfollows, no cryptic quotes. They simply disappeared from each other's lives. Fans noticed, but most respected the silence. Tong Liya focused on her directorial work and activism. Jerry retreated into nature, spending time with his elderly mother and working on music, quiet, instrumental pieces reflecting solitude and longing. But pain has a way of finding expression, and healing often begins when we least expect it. In late 2024, Tong Liya released a short film titled The Distance Between Us. It told the story of two former lovers reuniting after years apart, not to resume their romance, but to forgive. It was hauntingly beautiful. And the male voiceover in the final scene? It was Jerry Yan. It wasn't credited. It wasn't announced. But fans recognized his voice instantly. And in that moment, a wave of hope swept through their followers. Not long after, Jerry appeared in a documentary about personal healing. He spoke about regret, about time, and about the one letter he never sent, the second letter he wrote to Tong Liya, but couldn't bring himself to mail. He said, "Sometimes the hardest thing isn't saying goodbye. It's believing that someone out there still remembers your hello." Shortly after, photos surfaced, Jerry attending a private screening of Tong Liya's latest project. He sat in the back. No interviews, no photos, just him watching her work with a quiet pride. Then came the Tokyo sighting. A fan captured a blurry image of the two walking along the Meguro River during cherry blossom season. No makeup, no stylists, just Jerry in a cap and Tong Liya in a long beige coat. They weren't holding hands, but their bodies leaned in toward each other like old trees finally growing side by side again. Neither confirmed the meeting. But Tong Liya later posted a photo of two blooming sakura trees with the caption, "Even the branches that drifted apart once shared the same root." And Jerry? He uploaded a rare photo to his private blog, just his hand holding a letter addressed with the initials TL. In July 2025, fans finally got the confirmation they didn't know they needed. Tong Liya's production company announced a new short drama project titled Still Here, written by her and co-starring Jerry Yan. The story: two people who separated years ago reuniting not as lovers, but as something deeper, witnesses to each other's journey. And on set, insiders reported something remarkable. There were no dramatic outbursts, no celebrity tantrums, just mutual respect. Long conversations over lunch, shared silence during scene setups. And after the wrap party, Jerry was seen gently placing his jacket over Tong Liya's shoulders as they walked out into the cool night air. Now, their fans call it the comeback without words. No grand announcements, no brand collaborations, just a gentle, steady return. And maybe that's what makes their story so powerful. It's not perfect. It's not polished. It's human. Two people, two paths, paused by life, reconnected by something deeper than fame, empathy, forgiveness, and timing. In a world obsessed with drama and speed, Jerry Yan and Tong Liya are reminding us that some of the strongest relationships take time to rebuild. And sometimes, love doesn't look like fireworks. It looks like a letter finally sent, a voice in a film, a quiet walk under cherry blossoms. What's next for them? No one knows, and maybe that's okay. What we do know is this: healing isn't linear. Love isn't always loud. And the most meaningful comebacks happen not on red carpets, but in the quiet, where the heart speaks. So if you're watching this and holding on to someone from your past, take heart. Maybe, like Jerry and Tong Liya, your story isn't over. Maybe the second act is still being written.